You're crazy. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Free Spirit Talks. I'm Addison Bell, and this is Kitty Cat.
Kendall Williams. Meowing it up today.
Yes. And I am the magical unicorn today. So we decided our topic today is keeping life magical. And so we decided to go with just some play and some fun because we live too much in our adulting, serious world. So why not have a little play?
Have a little bit of play. That's right. I'm all up for the play.
Yes. Yes. You love play. You love some good play.
Meow, 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 meow. Here.
The pussy is attacking the unicorn.
Pet the pussy. Thank you.
So I wanted to start out today's talk, since we're talking about magic, is that quote by John Dahl: "Those who don't believe in magic will never find it." And that really is the truth. I mean, if a lot of times as we get older, we lose that magical. Oh God, I gotta move the horn. We lose that magical part of ourselves. We lose that childlike curiosity of when we're little and believing that there's all these possibilities of unicorns and cats with pink bellies and princesses and that pet their own bellies and princesses and know these things aren't substantially real, but there's a magic to them. There we have this magical belief, and the truth is that if we don't believe in magic, we're not going to see it in our world. We're not going to be able to pull it into our world. And what a boring world that a magical world is. So what is keeping life magical to you?
It's calling down blessings. It's all about creating, it's stepping into the flow. It is miracles. Magic is miracle making. I mean, we use the word magic in our conversation here, right? But there's really no magic to it. It is the law of the universe. It is the creation of the universe working through us and manifesting right in our lives. So really, it's all about everything that we desire, just manifesting in front of us and us opening up to it. It's all about surrendering to the magic and keeping our eyes open to the miracles that are forming right in front of us, because much like you said, we're out here, we're adulting, we're doing this, we're doing that. It's boring. It's all about work and paying bills and cleaning the house and getting the kids to this
appointment. And the how
and
how are we going to do all that? How are we going to do it?
How long is this going to take? And how am I going to do that? And we get so caught up in all this different stuff.
I'm having issues with my horn.
It's like
falling on my face.
But we get caught up in the how-tos, and then we get caught up in the what-ifs, and we miss the magic. We miss the miracles that are right there in front of us. And it's when we step into that playful zone and just that opening up and experiencing life that
So what's a miracle? You said opening up to our miracles. Well, what's a miracle is that
have you sitting here in a unicorn outfit.
Yes, that is a miracle. I think I'm the one who bought these, FYI.
Yes, your horns fall to the side.
Miracle would be if I keep this thing on.
There you go. What's a miracle?
What is a miracle? Because I think we hear miracle and we think like Jesus pulling down, like thousands of fish from.
I needed a basket.
Like thousands of fish from heaven, the heavens,
or healing the blind man, or dead, or blah blah blah. And those are all miracles. Yes, those are miracles. Those are miracles from big time miracles. Those are the ones that make you have these moments that you cannot deny. But even back then and even today, people still deny those miracles.
Yes, they do.
And that is because we deny the smallest of miracles, the miracle of, oh my gosh, I actually woke up this morning. I did not pass on in my sleep. And hey, there was a fresh pot of coffee waiting on me downstairs. Now, granted, you would say, well, that's because you put the coffee in the coffee pot and you set it on automatic.
It's a miracle that we have that technology.
It's a miracle that we have the technology. It's a miracle that I could make it from my house to the office in 20 minutes. You know, I didn't have to jump in my horse and buggy. I didn't have to walk. You know, it's a miracle that we can touch people all over the world in our funny costumes today, and that we can actually converse and share. It's there's so many miracles out there that we just allow to pass. Oh, just put your horn down. Just let it fly.
I did. I dropped the horn.
There you go. Drop your horn. But we walk away from miracles all the time.
Yeah.
We tend to gather up these concepts that this is out there, but we don't really focus in on embracing them. And
other people don't have those miracles.
Yes, that only happens. You're lucky. I'm not lucky. That happens that always happens to them, but that doesn't happen to me. Miracles, good shit happens over there. It doesn't happen in my life. And as long as you keep saying that doesn't happen in your life, well, guess what? You're not aware of it happening in your life.
Yeah, and I believe that you were spot on when you said the small miracles, because we have miracles happening all day, every day, and if we're not able to recognize those miracles, if we're not able to have true, heart-centered gratitude, not that I'm happy I have a house, I'm happy I have a family. We all know those gratitudes that you can tick off and not put any heart into, but to truly stop and have heartfelt, like from your soul level of gratitude. If we can't have gratitude for those things, then we're not going to be able to pull in and recognize the other miracles that are happening in our lives, including the stuff that might not seem very miraculous or feel good at the moment. Those can be miracles in and of themselves. You know, a losing of a job, I think we may have talked about this last time a little bit, like a losing of a job can be a miracle because it opens us up to this, the dream job of our lives.
Yeah, often what we perceive as something bad happening in our life is only a stepping stone to the creation of what is to come. Something so much greater than what we could even perceive is available to us. And it's really just, that's where faith comes into place. I refer to it as certainty, have that certainty, but it's faith. I mean, that's the typical word that gets used in that place, is having the faith that everything does happen for a reason, that it is all part of the great design, and that we can't see the big picture because
But we want to see the big picture.
We can't see the big picture. We can't. I'm going to go get that painting off the wall and bring it over here, and we're going to stand here with it right in front of our face. We can't see the big picture. But what we can do is we can have faith that our soul is tapped into the big picture, and God can see the big picture. So we're all just moving forward within this life step by step by step, but it's how you react in that moment. I think that we all have this conscious decision to make in any given moment as to whether we receive the miracle or not.
Or we shouldn't push it away.
And that's, do we stand in faith and just surrender deeper? Or do we block and shut ourselves up and just go, no, I'm not going to see anything. I refuse to receive the miracle.
I think that is actually the beauty of children, and why when we talk about miracles, it's okay. When we talk about magic, a lot of times we talk about like kids, like when we're talking about like things that are magical, like unicorns and all that. We talk about kids, but I think kids have this beautiful. This is why Jesus was said in the Bible, I forget the verse, but bring the little children to me, because they really are. They have this faith. They have this certainty. They know that it is going to come to them. They're not going, they're not going into the nitty gritty hows, the details. They have just a full belief that it's going to happen and it's going to work its way out, and that really anything can happen. And this is why I think so many children, can manifest shit like that. I mean, they can't. Kids are great manifestors.
They are.
They are. And so I think this is an area where we lose this ability because we choose to lose the ability as we get older a lot of times. And it is something that we have to consciously make a decision as we get older to step into, to see this magic, to see this beauty. I'm going to read, hold on. A miracle is that which feeds, fuels your soul even when not recognized in that specific moment. Thank you, Michael. So,
yes,
I would agree.
Yes, and it really is. It's you know, the childlike wonder is, I talk a lot about having that childlike wonder, that passion, that faith of Christmas morning. The kids that are so, you know, as a child, we're so excited about the things that we are desiring and that we know that we're going to have presents underneath the tree. And we don't always know what, we don't know what it is. I mean, we just know that we're going to have something underneath the tree. Something, no matter how big or small it is, there's a present underneath the tree. So what is it? You can see the kids. I've had kids fall asleep on the stairs years past. They fell asleep waiting for Santa. You know, they tried to sleep on the couch. They did all this different stuff. And the sun comes up, and sometimes they're beating the sun up, and other times they're, you know, sleeping in, and then they come down and
go back to sleep.
Oh, wow. And they come down, but they're everybody. And it doesn't even matter. I mean, my 22-year-old daughter still is like,
excited.
She's like, oh my gosh. Now she knows that mom bought a present and it's underneath the tree and it's marked Santa on it, but she's still like, wow, what's underneath the tree? I know that there's something underneath the tree for me. There's this enthusiasm, this excitement, and this desire. It's magical. And I mean, that's what Christmas is also all supposed to be about. And I know that Christmas is a month past.
Yeah.
But it's that energy of Christmas morning that if we brought that into every single day and we walked in every single moment of the day, of the week, of the month, of the year with that moment of enthusiasm, with that, you know, that energy of enthusiasm, that energy of possibility. And what is that? That is surrendering to the possibilities. And possibilities are miracles, magic, creation, hope, faith, all of these things.
Yeah, it is really stepping into those little moments because, I mean, even this morning we were having a beautiful day in Texas. And if you're in Texas, you're getting to experience it. If not, hopefully you're having beautiful weather wherever you're at. And hopefully your horn is staying on better than mine. I'm having technical difficulties. But the sun came up and I was sitting there journaling and the sun right in my face. And it was beautiful, like to take that moment and just go like, this is a miracle moment. Because, I mean, it was just a divine moment of feeling that beautiful warmth and energy. That's a miracle. To have that is a miracle. I mean, the food we eat, that's a miracle. There are people who aren't blessed in that way. And so to recognize those little things, something you said earlier kind of triggered another quote I have. This is by Yeats. The world is full of magic things patiently waiting for our senses to grow sharper. I think that really does go back to what we're talking about in that we have to sharpen our senses to see the magical aspects of our lives and to grow them, to create them in our lives. Because then I think we go, if we don't consciously try to recognize them and create them in our lives, then our lives pass us by and we're years later and go, why is life no fun? Why don't I have any enthusiasm? Why don't I have any passion? Well, because you're not noting the magic in your life, the manifestation, you don't have faith. You're not stepping into all of that. So.
And on that note of noting things is much like anything else. If we don't apply attention to something, then blessings like to come to where they're appreciated. So if we appreciate what we're given, then guess what? You'll be given more to appreciate. If you have gratitude that's why gratitude is like the ultimate thing to have. It is the biggest catalyst in manifesting is gratitude. It's all about gratitude. So the more we can be grateful for the things that we have, the more the universe, God, the creator, whatever you want to call this entity, energy out here, outside of us, is going to basically just flood you with more and more and more blessing. But it's seeing the blessings in everything and being grateful for all those things. So the more you apply gratitude to it, the more you're going to receive magical moments. And then the more you go, wow, that was a really magical moment. There needs to be this almost level of expectation, though, that you have for the magical moment, because that expectation is, again, that childlike wonder and knowing that there's a present underneath the tree. So you want to have that expectation, but at the same time have that awe. And that's where the childlike heart comes in, is that you're in awe, you're in expectation, you're in appreciation, and you're open to the flow. So.
Yeah, I would definitely agree, and I think you're right on there. So
I'm gonna take a sip of water.
You're gonna take a sip of water.
The pussy needs water.
Okay, I'm gonna try to rearrange my horn again. I'm really having issues with it staying on my head.
All right, next time I'm the unicorn.
Okay, you can be the unicorn next time. It's heavy. The little freaking horn is heavy. It's heavier than it looks.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I think you're right. It is applying attention. When we apply attention to the lack of magic, the lack of manifestation in our lives, it's exactly what we continue to pull into our lives. So the opposite of that. So what is a gratitude practice you have, Kendall, that for...
This isn't fair. She's putting me on the spot. I put you on the spot. You not me on the spot. No. I'm not in the hot seat. All right.
Yes, you are. You're hot? Here, let me...
What are you trying to do with your horn?
I
feel assaulted. Okay. Assaulted by a unicorn. Okay.
Well,
there's a first for everything.
A beautiful horn.
Sorry. What is my gratitude practice? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. What is your gratitude practice? Before we get really inappropriate with these costumes.
In a world of being sex coaches, you're inappropriate with your unicorn costume
and your pussy costume.
My pussy's being perfectly responsible.
Okay.
See,
always blame it on the horn.
That's right. That's right.
Gratitude practice. Because we can go so many places with that. So gratitude practice. Let's keep it on our spiritual.
Every morning. Is that what you're talking about?
I don't care what you do. I don't care what I'm asking. What I
have a very strong gratitude practice. I have a very strong, what I refer to as my gratitude prayer that I do every single morning and every single night. So my alarm goes off. I turn my alarm off. I don't get out of bed. I close my eyes. I take a couple good deep breaths. I feel into my body, and I start down this whole statement of gratitude. You know, and it's very, very simple. I'm just like, I say, thank you, God, for the good night's sleep that I had. Thank you, God, for letting my kids sleep through the night without any nightmares. Thank you, God, for, the coffee that's brewing downstairs. Thank you, God, for the people and experiences that you're going to bring into my life today. Thank you, God, for communicating through me so that I can share in authenticity and in truth today. Thank you, God, for, the beautiful day. Thank you for the creative energy. Thank you for my body to feel good. Thank you. On and on. Okay. And then after that, then I go ahead and I get up. And then I brush my teeth and I go get my cup of coffee. And then if it's during the week, I do my conscious coffee, and
which we all love.
And then
so if you haven't seen that, go check out Conscious Coffee.
And then I write in my journal for probably about 10 to 15 minutes. And in there, I simply write, again, in gratitude, but I write in expectation. So I write, I don't know how, but it just is that I have all the love that I desire in life. And I just keep writing in there everything that I want to call into my life that I'm asking for, but I do it in certainty as though it already is happening.
Knowing that God's going to bring it to you.
And then I go on about my, I take my walk, I do this, I do that, I do all these other things. And then at bedtime, when I get into bed, I settle down, I get comfortable, I take a couple good deep breaths, and then once again, I go into my gratitude prayer. So I never finish my gratitude prayer at night because I normally fall asleep in the midst of something that I'm grateful for. I just kind of drift off.
Drift off in
In
gratitude.
the middle of gratitude. Yeah.
Which sets your vibration up for a great next day because you're falling asleep in gratitude. So you've already got that vibrational kind of set point for the next morning.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So that's why every single day. I was realizing I was asking myself just this morning while I was doing my gratitude prayer. I was like, Lord, did I say my gratitude prayer last night? And I was trying to remember my gratitudes from last night. And I went, oh my gosh, it's become so unconsciously just a habit for me that now it's kind of just merging into this.
Just your life.
It's just my life. So I was trying to remember what the heck my gratitudes were last night. And I don't know why I was trying to not cross over from light to morning. I cross over all the time, but whatever. So yeah. So the importance of gratitude is that it makes life more magical and it opens you up to the flow and creative process. So, I've been very, very focused the last probably 4 months, big time, on not missing journaling, not missing my gratitude prayers, not missing, my meditations, because I also do a meditation 4 to 6 times a week in the midst of that too. And with that practice, I found that I have more energy. I'm moving through challenges a lot easier as far as like releasing things. But
probably seeing the gratitude more in your life too, because you're just more aware of it.
Yeah. And what I see is that God is just bringing in more things to be grateful for, more flow coming through and these magical experiences happening. But it's up to me to notice if they're magical experiences or not. So sometimes, in all honesty, I have something happen and I don't catch it. And then like 2 hours later or the next day I go, oh.
That was a moment.
That was a moment. But at least I reflect back and I'm catching it.
Yeah.
And if you can catch it in the moment, all the better, because it's very, very powerful to receive in that moment and not receive, past that moment. But to anytime you receive it, the importance is that you actually get it. Mm-hmm. You get the message, you get the blessing, you can open up in that.
Yeah. I have a very, very similar gratitude practice and meditation practice. I know that we both have very similar practices. I'm big into, I do a lot of gratitude writing as well. Though I say them in my prayers at night and in the morning. I also am a huge journaler of my gratitudes, because sometimes if I'm in a place, if I do get stuck in a rut, that is an easy way for me to put down concrete things that I am grateful for and just kind of move that vibration, find the magic in my life, even if in the moment it doesn't feel really magical. To find those moments. I mean, there was a couple weeks ago, I remember being at Starbucks and just totally not feeling in the groove, in the magic, and just sitting there and going, I'm thankful that I have this, I'm grateful for my pen and my paper. I'm grateful for this coffee sitting in front of me. I'm grateful that I had a car to get me to Starbucks, and and going into those little things until I could open up to some of the bigger things and recognize those as well. Because, it's great saying like, oh, like keeping life magical. Well, sometimes life doesn't feel magical. And so we have to really, again, going back to the conscious practice. And then it's amazing that when we have this conscious practice, that we have to force ourselves out of that less and less, because it does become more of our life. It becomes our daily practice, which doesn't feel much like practice. It's just something that we're doing, and we do because it's part of us. Mm-hmm. So, yes.
Yes. And what happens when, I think that's kind of like the goal, right? That the magical experiences, that this magical life that we all can have, that I believe that God, the universe, desires for us to have, because we definitely were not born to stress out, pay bills, clean
I don't know about you.
house.
I was totally born to just like work and pay bills and die. No. Of course not. No. None of us were. None of us were.
We weren't born for that. That's why it feels like it is this soul-killing experience. Yes, because it
like
is
you're
sucking the
unicorn
energy right out of us.
Yes.
And it is because that's not what we were designed for. We were not designed for that. But that is our stepping away from our divine purpose, our stepping away from, the falling away that you could say, right? Like when, I guess we could take this back to the biblical of when when apples got eaten. All right, we'll go all the way back.
Way back to the very beginning.
The falling away. But, if that moment had not happened, what would we be living in? We would be living in this magical state of experience.
Complete abundance at all times at our fingertips.
It would be a very pleasurable experience. But that's not what we chose. We chose to step away from that so that we could have this life experience of learning how to open up and receive, learning how to surrender, learning how to reconnect and come back into that state, because it's there waiting for us. It is. I think one of my favorite, and I keep using this biblical quote because I love this biblical quote because I see it. And it is that God has his blessings pressed down and overflowing. And I just love that biblical quote. I see this and as they're just pressed down and they're overflowing. And I just want to be running around with my little fish basket, since you're talking about Jesus kept.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was catching the fish. I think they just kind of appeared in the basket. But hey, I wasn't there. I don't know.
No, he was not catching fish. That's not in the Bible.
That's not what the Bible says.
Not raining fish. But raining blessings, If fish are the blessing, then you. But it is raining blessings, but because it is, our blessings are overflowing. We just are really not aware at how much that magic is out there.
And it's opening up to them, because you talk a lot, and if you have done some reading of other kind of religious belief systems and things, and it is that seeing almost like you have what's it called, the funnel of like being open to it, and then letting it come into us, versus kind of flipping that funnel over and like not allowing anything to come in. So yes, our blessings can be pressed down and overflowing, but we have to open to them, because they might be there waiting. But if we have a huge block,
we have to become the chalice that can catch it.
Yes, the chalice. That's it.
Yeah.
So if we don't open to it, then we're not going to receive it. And so there comes back, we keep going back to the word magic, but really the belief, the faith, the knowing, the certainty that it is there for our reaching, and that anything that's holding us back is a blessing to help us learn to get to our blessings,
it's moving us
forward.
It's kind of like you have to take the trash out. You do. You have to take the trash out. So if you want to go, and if your refrigerator is full of junk and old food and leftovers, and I know we're all really, really good at eating all the leftovers because we don't want to waste anything. Whatever. I suck at leftovers.
I actually am really good at eating leftovers.
I suck at leftovers. I've never been good. Even when I was dead broke, I sucked at leftovers. This is like I sit there and I go, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. So
we still want now. Sorry.
That's an old program. We'll go down that path.
I'm joking. I'm just good at eating leftovers because I make a lot of food. And I cook.
But if you have a refrigerator full of leftovers and they're not being used, at some point they do become trash, right? But if you just let them sit there and they just rot basically in your refrigerator, you don't have any room to go get all the fresh, healthy food. You can't go produce shopping if your refrigerator's full of, old moldy leftovers. So at some point you have to actually take the trash out. And that's the whole thing with, if we're going to receive, and sometimes we have the whole bunch of crap hit. You lose your job, you lose your house, you end up in a relationship breakup, you end up, even busting a leg or something like that. Your car breaks down, you end up in a car accident, whatever. All of these horrible things that can happen, they're just, man, I've been so good. I've been practicing my gratitudes. I've been praying. I've been meditating. I've been doing self-growth. I've been blah, 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 whatever your practice is. And why this is not receiving. This is not a blessing. This is not a blessing. Well, that's the trash being taken out.
Yeah, you have to empty out.
You have to empty out the
You have
bottle.
to empty out the bottle
Right.
because otherwise you can only receive this many blessings instead of the whole bottle because your bottle's already full.
Exactly. You have to create that space. And with that, when you create that space, you actually expand your vessel to receive more. So not to go down a total Kabbalistic.
Yeah, I'm like,
here.
yeah, we're on like that. We're totally on Kabbalah right now. Chalice, vessel.
Well, chalice, I see the beautiful painting of Jesus and his disciples, and I see the chalice right there. You see, that's where my brain always goes. When I say chalice, I see the painting of the last dinner. Then I start talking vessel. Now you know I've gone into Kabbalah. Vessel comes out of my mouth. It's a Kabbalah statement next. But yeah, no, I mean, but we're opening it, we're growing, we're expanding ourselves so that we can receive more. And to be able to receive more means that we have to clean out the trash. So that means if you have been saying, hey, I really want to make more money, I really want a job promotion, I really need a new job because I hate this job, I hate my boss, I hate the people I'm working for, I've been passed by for that promotion 5 times in the last 5 years, blah, 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 blah. Then all of a sudden, oh, pink slip, you're gone, right? Well, don't be pissed off. Cheer, because that's God saying, all right, there is another job out there. What you really, really want, what you really, really desire, what you are calling in is right there. And this is just us clearing the path for you. So receive it with gratitude.
Gratitude, yeah.
So I saw you were reading. I haven't read it.
Yeah, I was trying to make sure that we were staying up on comments, but I think we hit them all. Attitude of gratitude is the key ingredient, at least for me, to consciously choose to see that everyday fucking magic that is in and available for us. So yeah, I think that goes back to the gratitude of the little moments and everything really in our lives. So, yeah.
So, gratitude breeds magic.
Yeah, and I think also stepping into that playfulness too is keeping life magical as well. You know, purposely creating, and I don't think you can purposely create magical moments, but purposely allowing yourself to step into those play, to step out of your work and your usual kind of routine, to give yourself those moments to really experience and to really be present and to really have those unique experiences. Because if we do the same thing every single day, if we go to work and then we come home and we're on the computer, or we make the dinner with for the kids, if you have kids, or you feed the cat, or whatever, then really we're not, yes, we can be grateful for those things, but stepping into the playful, the more, even if that is just adding a new song that you turn on, you know, while you're making dinner in the kitchen and, you know, dance and like have that moment and have that playful moment to really remember that child inside of you.
Yep.
Because I think when we begin to recognize, and I don't mean like becoming a child, but to remember that childlike quality, that faith, that free, fun, loving, freedom-based child that we all have within us, and we can step back into that. We open up more to those blessings. We create space to view them in a different way.
Because it's all about feeling good. Blessings love to come, you know, magic loves to create in a space that feels good. So it's up to us to always be feeling good, which means be playful, which means take care of yourself, you know, make sure that you are eating right and that you are enjoying life, that you're finding the laughter in the day, you're finding the silver lining to the cloud, you're finding, you know, that you're enjoying the sunshine. Do the things that make you feel good, because if you are physically, emotionally, mentally feeling good, then you are attractive to the magical experience. So you may not be able to do, you know, miracles on demand, but you can damn get close to it if you have the environment for the miracle to actually create in. So it's up to us, each individual, to really create our own magical environment so that it can birth there.
Yeah.
So,
well, I feel complete. Do you feel complete? Do you feel like you've said everything about magic for this moment?
My belly hasn't been rubbed, but yes. Oh, thank you.
My horn.
I can't fur. You want me to rub your
No,
horn?
I really don't.
You want me to rub your horn?
No, I really don't want you to rub my horn. Just joking.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean. And yes, we're a little crazy. This is how we say in our play. But
I don't have a cat anymore. I'm just pretending. I'm reminiscing back to the days of having a cat.
You can borrow mine. I'll bring her over later. Have fun. But I think that it all comes like we've to kind of sum it up. You know, the gratitude, the practice of gratitude, the stepping into the moment, the being present, and learning to just really love life at all points, no matter what is going on, and to open up to your blessings. And so I think that's really kind of the sum of everything we talked about today. But before we kind of get off, I wanted to open up, see if there's anything you wanted to announce before we head off, or
anything that we have announced. I mean, I'll probably over. We got a few things. So
we've got the women's body mapping class for those of you in the DFW area. It is pieces. It's called like pieces. It's going to be about basically pulling all of our pieces back into ourselves and recognizing the stuff that we love in ourselves and the stuff that we don't. It's an art project. It is always an amazing, magical, transformational experience. I really love doing the body mapping because it really, it is so incredibly powerful. So if you're in the DFW area, definitely check that out.
Women in the DFW area and you want to get around a small group of women and work on some really powerful stuff for yourself. So coming into this new year, you know, we're through the month of January here in just a couple days. We're entering into the month of love. Mm-hmm. What better person to love than yourself? Because, you know, if you want to call in a relationship this year or you want to work on a relationship, that needs to mean that you need to start with self first. So do the self-love practices, and this is a really great start. I believe that is February 10th.
Yes,
that we are doing that in Plano, Texas. So if you are in the area and you're a woman, I know that there's some gentlemen that have looked at it. Sorry, guys, we are planning a co-ed one in a couple months from now or in March or something. But this one is just ladies only. So, yeah. And both Addison and I have some fantastic online courses coming together. So you can check either one of our websites for that. Yeah. We'll make sure to post, I guess, website links in. We need to put the body mapping in our links.
Yeah, we'll hit some links for you guys, and make sure that we will be back on actually February 11th. So we will have a guest with us that time, and so make sure to check it out. We haven't announced the topic yet, but that should be coming out in the next week or so. So definitely check us out and keep coming back. Please share this Free Spirit Talks. We want to get these talks out to as many people as possible. Help us kind of build a community of people who want to live very free-spirited, freedom-based lives. So, yeah. There we go. All right. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
If I can find the button. Hold on.